Welcome back to the farmhouse. Hen and I are outside enjoying this lovely day, and we are going to plant some raspberry bushes and some cherry trees. Now we are planting these, as I knock them over, you gonna get those? We are planting them in pots because we are not at our forever homestead and we want to make sure that we can take them with us when we move. We picked up these pots from Lowe's. They are, let's see, they're 17 inches by 17 inches by 14 inches, and they run about $20. So they're not like expensive, but they're also not cheap. The first thing that we are going to do with these is drill holes in the bottom, and then we will add some soil. We have planted numerous berry bushes in these before. We actually have 5 berry bushes in them. So right now we have 2 blackberries, 2 golden raspberries, and then we have 1 red raspberry, which is why we're gonna do a second red raspberry because I don't like odd numbers. So that's why we're gonna do this. So this was bought at Tractor Supply. It is just a over-the-counter, nothing special raspberry bush. We love trying these out to show you guys that, you know, you don't have to order from the big places online. You can just pick things up at your local hardware store or your local Tractor Supply and grow them, and you can succeed with them and provide food for your family. So this is a heritage raspberry. When you read the back, it says in our zone, which is zone 7, that you can plant them outside between March and May. It's April, so we are good. It also says to set the plant crown 1 to 2 inches deep and make sure 4 to 5 inches of top of the plant show. And then you want to water it thoroughly and make sure you fertilize it. This is dormant when it comes to you, so it's not going to start showing any green until it's been outside for a while. So we're going to go ahead and fill this with some potting soil. We are using ProMix. Let me move this around. We are using ProMix compressed potting soil. That has been our go-to this year for all of our seed starting and all of our planting. You do want to use a potting soil because you are in a pot, and you want to make sure that the soil retains its moisture and it has some aeration to give the roots some room to grow. So don't use like topsoil or just your regular soil in the backyard. If you are planting in pots, you want to make sure that you are using a potting soil that is designed for pots to retain the moisture and give some airflow. So Hen and I are going to fill this up, and then we'll show you how we put this in. ProMix compressed potting soil comes in a bag, compressed down without any air. So in order for us to add water to it and to add air, we put it in a Rubbermaid tub, which just makes it easier for us to use. We used all of the stuff that was left over in that container, and we have some leftover bags of potting mix, so I'm going to use this just to get rid of, kind of clean up around the house. Ew. This stuff is very wet, so we are going to mix it in with what's already here. Even though those 2 bags were pretty wet, this is still kind of dry, so I'm going to dampen it down before we put in our raspberry bush. tip for you when you are growing any type of berry bush in a container. It's always a good idea to put it on a hard surface. That way the roots are not tempted to grow out of the bottom into your soil. We had this happen, I guess it was last year, and then it was really hard to get the pot to move it. So from now on, we put these pavers down, put our berry pots on top of them, and it prevents the roots from growing out into the soil, and it also provides a little more better drainage. When this berry bush starts to grow and gets a little bigger, we will add some tomato cages to it. That way we can keep them contained, they have something to grow up, and they just have a little more support. That is how we plant our berry bushes in containers or pots. Next up on my list is planting some cherry bushes or cherry trees. I will link that video for you right here when it is ready. But thank you guys so much for hanging out at the farmhouse with me today. And if you want to see more of our homesteading adventures, make sure you hit subscribe and that notification bell, and we'll talk to you guys soon.